do I resolve food aggression with my 4-month-old puppy? The simplest way, if like any kind of young dog is showing resource guarding, it's to take those resources away and begin to show the dog that, hey, I'm in control of this stuff. I'm going to give it to you, and you're going to have to trust me for it. Now, look, if you have a 4-month-old puppy, yes, they got those razor sharp teeth, but they probably don't have real human aggression at that point. So, taking your treat pouch, having the food in there, and then starting to feed the dog one piece at a time when you have this kind of food aggressive puppy, doing that for several weeks is going to help them to understand how to trust you. But look, if you're struggling with this, a leash goes a long way. Having the leash on the dog when you're going to go through an exercise of feeding a resource guarding animal and that you're going to feed it its food, not a bad idea to have a leash on the dog. But hand feeding a 4-month-old puppy with the leash on, with your treat pouch, and you're feeding them their kibble, I think that's going to do really great for you, and really going to be able to help the dog change its mind about how it sees you as like, hey, you're the provider of the food. Dogs are very, very transactional. If you put the bowl of food down, they don't see that it comes from you. They only really see that the food comes from you when you're individually giving them each piece. You're associating your voice, you're associating your petting with that. One thing I would be very careful with, if you have a puppy that's showing its teeth and growling and resource guarding as you're feeding them, as you feed, don't be petting them at the same time, because that's very likely to get you a nip. But if that's going to happen, wear a hoodie, get some gloves that are a little bit thicker on, so that way the dog can't really injure you, and begin to work through this problem with the dog. But hey, if this is you, if you've got a puppy that's showing you some aggressive tendencies with your food, we'd love to be able to help. I'm really good at working with very young dogs and teaching them teaching them the ropes, teaching them how to interact with humans well. All right, Coral, I got another question from you. What if your dog resource guards a family member? Hey, that's the thing, man. Well, a lot of times with these resource guarding, dogs resource guarding humans, is that the human is allowing it. I just really feel like that. Like if another human gets another human family member gets close to another family member, and then the dog begins to growl, what probably led up to that point is the dog is on the sofa and being caressed by that person. There's a bunch of positive reinforcement, and the dog's state of mind is, hey, I own this individual right here. So it's a dangerous situation. One, I would, if that's the situation that's going on, that's a pretty common one too. If that's the situation that's going on, the dog has lost the ability to be on the couch with the human. The bad part about this is a lot of times when a dog is resource guarding a human, is the human that's being resource guarded is using the dog to reward themselves because it feels good to stroke the dog. You're actually going to have to break that bond some and teach that dog that, hey, you don't own that human. We're going to separate you from that human. We're going to use a leash. We may actually have to use a remote collar as well to teach you that you have to respect all the humans. All the humans should be here, and then the dogs should be here. And I personally, the way that we raise our dogs, all of our dogs are on the same level, and all of the humans are on the same level. It's never going to exactly work out that way, but if you try to kind of keep that in mind, that it's humans and dogs, that the dogs have to respect the humans, that the humans have to love and respect the dogs, then you're going to see a lot of growth there. But hey, if a dog is resource guarding a family member, that dog wears a leash, probably needs to wear a muzzle, and then every time that they start to disrespect another human, both humans need to tell that dog, we are not okay with you treating us that way, and you're never allowed to do that again, and here's why. And the dog shouldn't like what happens next, should be humane, but it should be firm to be clear to the dog that you don't get to treat us like that.